Hello, Internet people. My name is Ryan. Your name is Internet people. That's a dog. That's a spider thing. We're in a spider house in Zelda. And that is what we are going to do for the next little bit, is get all the spiders in the spider house. There were spiders in the last spider house, and then later on there's going to be lots of very exciting collection of heart pieces. This is a little word of warning. There are, as I mentioned quite loudly and obnoxiously in the last video, there are a lot of visual problems in this one, and they're caused by emulators. I've actually found the perfect emulator slash plugin combination for Majora's Mask. Unfortunately, it does. I didn't do it for like the next for this video, the next one, the one after this. This is one that is perfect, except for there's something wrong with a buffer somewhere, and every time the game tries to fade something out, instead it just flickers, a lot like Sonic 06. So I hope you enjoy that. Anyway, let's read some comments. Let's read your comments, mostly Takobi's comments. Takobi starts with, yes, do an Aidyn Chronicles Let's Play, please. I would love to see it. Well then, I guess I'm going to have to, aren't I? I like the idea of doing an Aidyn Chronicles one. But, yes. Someone mentioned it later, so we'll talk about more later. Jacoby else says, considering toilet cleaning products, I am so glad that you decided to talk about toilet cleaning products. Anyway, Jacoby recommends the Universal Cleaner, Neutral, the Green Bottle by Frosch. Literally Frog, a German brand. Oh, that doesn't exist here. They also sell special toilet care products, but the Universal Cleaner is completely adequate for the toilet and can be used in other parts of the household. It is surprisingly strong, has a pleasant and non-intrusive whiff of a smell, and is quite gentle to the skin, so I usually clean without gloves. I know this sounds like a commercial, but I really like it. Well, that's great. And since it's German, you probably won't be able to buy it in North America anyway. That's correct. Anyway. Since my mom was always kind of reluctant about cleaning the hidden, difficult-to-reach parts of the loo, she additionally applied the W. Ciante because of the gracious bottleneck to ease the cleaning of those dark parts of the toilet. This originally German brand has been purchased by an American company, sold under the literal translation of its German name, Toilet Duck. Yep, we have Toilet Duck. I've also seen the commercial that you linked. Anyone who has not seen the commercial for Toilet Duck should definitely have a look because it is amazing. Quack, quack. Anyway, finally, against Limescale, nothing works as good as denture cleaners. Drop a bit in the water, and the scale will come off and stay away. This is great. I'm so glad that we can manage to have a wonderful conversation about cleaning products. You know what I love to clean with? Tea. I just dump tea on everything. I just don't clean. Who am I kidding? The only reason I can see the toilet cleaner from here is because I didn't take it into the bathroom ever. I just left it on a counter and was like, well, it'll clean if it's just sitting there on the table. That's how it works. Anyway, hamster of YouTube. Oh, I'm sorry, your avatar isn't a llama, it's an alpaca. Oh gosh, I'm just a terrible human being for not saying, or for not noticing what that is correctly. Anyway, hamster of YouTube says, but you're not a hamster. So, like, you just sidestep the entire thing about you not being a hamster. Why aren't you a hamster? Hamster avatars, man. Hamster dance. Remember that page full of GIFs? Or GIFs if you're a horrible person that doesn't know how to pronounce anything? That was great. And then it played that song, and they played it with an embed, because that's how you embedded stuff on web pages back then. Now they switch it to audio and video, which is not even as useful because you can't embed Java applets. The only Java applets I see nowadays are in porn games. You know the one where there's like an anime picture or whatever, and it's like you gotta you gotta undress the anime person by playing what's the name of the game? Fuck. You know, it's like you hit a ball and then it bumps into their clothing and their clothing block disappears like a block at a time. I can't think of the game. There's a name for it on cell phones. It's common, but now I don't remember that one either. I don't know what's going on. Long story short, maybe I'm the only one here that plays porn games on the internet every once in a while. Let's not talk about that anymore. I would love to see an Aidyn Chronicles Let's Play by you. But maybe it would be better as the next game you play for internet people. I don't know. Whichever sounds better for you. Problem with Aidyn Chronicles is hilariously slow. Like, Aidyn Chronicles is at its fastest a 40-hour game. Like, right now you are enjoying Majora's Mask. What are we on? Episode, I want to say 11 of Majora's Mask? Yeah, episode 11 of Majora's Mask. I'm gonna finish this. There's 1 day left of me dicking around, and then a little bit more dicking around after that. And then there's maybe 2 days for the 2 episodes for Aquatakat. So just altogether, maybe 16 episodes. So that's 16 times, I don't know, about half an hour to 40 minutes. So that's not long. That is about 10 hours. That's 10 hours, and I'm literally 100%ing this game in front of you. That is 100% not possible, insofar as Aidyn Chronicles is concerned. Aidyn Chronicles is so slow. It's actually quite a terrible game. And, like, you know, maybe I could probably do it if I played it on an emulator and sped it up. Like, actually, like, played it sped up about 3 times. And then that might be reasonable. But what I also would want to dedicate more time, like another reason why I'm doing this Majora's Mask with this, because you know, it's been done to death. Like, everyone, if you want to see someone seriously doing a Majora's Mask let's play, you have your pick of like 8 billion of them, and it's like it's a good actiony game to just have playing in the background. Whereas, like, you know, you pay attention to what I'm saying or pay attention to this game. You know, something is happening in this game. Not right now, because I'm just bumping into things. But, you know, for the most part, things that happen in the background are fairly interesting. At least I like to think so. Anyway, long story short, Aidyn Chronicles is too slow, and I would need to like, significantly edit it. And I would like to spend just time talking about the dialogue. Like, I really like the characters in Aidyn Chronicles, for instance. I really like the idea of like the way I did Omicron. I did Omicron by showing it to you, effectively, like showing it to the internet. And I think I would like to do Aidyn Chronicles the same way, because I like it's such a great game. Well, no, it's awful, but I love it, and I want to share my love. I want to share my love with you. I want to get my gooey sticky all over your eyebrow. Anyway, Jeremy McSwagger would rather watch Aidyn Chronicles or The Walking Dead than whatever could be next. What is that supposed to mean? Well, no. Yes. There's nothing important next. There's a big list. Like, I have a list of games. Let's have a look at them. When was the last time I looked at them? I think that was months and months ago. So let's just have a look. I update it and change it every once in a while. Games? I don't remember. Games I may or may not play on my Google Documents. All now known as Google Drive. Parappa the Rapper, Morrowind. Yeah, I'm doing that. The next things on the list are Jak and Daxter, which I've never played, but Chips assures me that I will love it. Beyond Good and Evil, which I have played, but I've never finished. But I like the idea of playing it because it's I don't know, it just seems like a cool game, and I don't know, there's something about it that I just stopped playing it, and I think it was because I was doing a Let's Play at the time, and I just didn't have the time for it. And then Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is great, and I've forgotten it. I've realized now that I've forgotten it just enough for it to be a reasonable Let's Play, but not enough so that it's frustrating for me to go places. Yeah. Then there's some other crap on there. Train Simulator 2012, or OMSI. OMSI being the best fucking bus simulator that exists. It takes place in Germany. It's an excellent. I actually recorded something about OMSI. I might upload it this weekend if I have a chance to edit it. But OMSI. Has anyone heard of OMSI? It's great. It's what it is it's literally, you are a bus driver, and then you just do a route in Berlin, I think. I think they're all in Berlin, I'm not sure. There might be some in the United States. It's oddly fascinating. Like, I know someone from work, and me and him have watched a shock. Like, we've watched probably about 3 hours. There's tons of these. If you Google OMSI or YouTube OMSI, and they just pop up everywhere. We watched about, I would say about 3 hours worth of OMSI videos. Like, every one of these videos is about like half an hour long. Because they just do a route, and the routes are like timetabled correctly. It's just absurd. Just the fact that it exists, and the fact that it's like, it's not even that interesting, but it's it's sort of just compelling in a weird way. Anyway, I didn't know MSI thing. I'll edit it. I'll upload it. You guys can enjoy it, but I seriously doubt I'm ever gonna play it. Anyway, next comment. Aunt P says, "What the fuck am I even watching anymore? Like, what the fuck are you even watching? It's, you know, Zelda. It's glitchy, and I'm running around and getting heart pieces. You know what? Deal with it. I need to get heart pieces because I don't have any heart pieces, and I keep having trouble. And I think I died at some point, and it's like, well, fuck this. I can run around and get heart pieces and become completely invincible. That's what Zelda is. You do that, you get and stuff, and then you get to scratch your delicious itch. Your amazing and fucking delicious itch of completionism. So isn't that great? Doesn't that just fill your bubbles with a bauble? I love you, Aunt P. Let's have babies together. Asher Yatmaya, Asher name and whatnot, says, "Are you ever going to continue your LA Noire Let's Play? I miss seeing you destroy public property while trying to catch the bad guys." Does that mean I have to? I guess I could. Like, I'm kind of lamenting not playing it now, but then I'll start playing it and be like, oh right, this is why. This is the problem. Oh, this game isn't good. Maybe I'll play it, but I'll just play it without commentating, and then maybe I'll post-commentate. Maybe that'll work. I don't know. Long as if I do that, it's in the future. Like, I'm not doing that right away. Everything is turning out to be in the future, because turns out when you do 5 Let's Plays at a time, it takes 5 times longer to get through any of them. Who would have thought? Jesus piss. Anyway, MCY Plays completely agrees with me about Skyrim. Its gameplay was far superior to its predecessors, but it was ultimately dry, soulless, and boring without any of the charm I'd come to expect from the Elder Scrolls. Yes and no. Let's talk about that a little bit later. You probably realized by now that Dark Souls is to me what Aidyn Chronicles is to you. I have to interject. No, it's not. Dark Souls is a critically acclaimed video game that many people like. Many people think Dark Souls is high quality video game entertainment. Very few people think about that, about Aidyn Chronicles, least of which being any game reviewer of any. If you look up reviews for Aidyn Chronicles, they range between 3 and 6 out of 10. Like, it is universally panned as being one of the worst video game experiences of all time. However, I love it to death. It gives me boners. Anyway, MCY Plays feels he must bring it up again. Character development in Dark Souls is atypical, but exists in a minimalist fashion, though NPC dialogue is very sparse. It's very well thought out, and is enough for you to form impressions of the characters. The bleak atmosphere of the game leads to almost every NPC you meet going hollow, quote-unquote, losing their sanity. And while some of the characters are bitter and cynical, and so their hollowing does not affect emotion as such, witnessing the characters who truly endear themselves to you, dying or going insane, is genuinely tragic and stirring. See, that is not what Aidyn Chronicles does. I see where you're going. Like I see a game like Dark Souls. Honestly, I think I'll probably like it. The only reason I haven't played it was because everyone's like, "Oh man, it's kind of hard." It's fucking just too lazy. But I like just looking at someone play it, watching Kaz play it. I mentioned him last time. If anyone hasn't gone and done their due diligence and stuck their penis in his ear, then that is highly inappropriate. Not sticking a penis in an ear is the inappropriate thing, by the way. And it just seems, it looks good. Like, Dark Souls looks like a fantastic game. It looks like the sort of game I would love. It looks like just a fun time. But it's like, I don't have any time. I have to play these. I have to do these 80 Let's Plays. I have just excuses, really. You know what? I'll put it on a list. I'll put it on a list of games that I'm going to play. Yes. Dark Souls looks good. List of comments, things. Oh, look at this. Takobi has written a book. Takobi says, your gallstone story wasn't even half as gross as I thought it would be. My belated compassion to you regarding your medical ordeal. I always thought the Canadian healthcare system would be so efficient and great. Better not trust the propaganda of obese, self-hating Americans. What? Oh. The propaganda of obese, self-hating Americans is that the Canadian healthcare system literally has death panels in which they decide which people get to die. Did anyone say that? I think the only person that ever said that was Ann Coulter. And does anyone take Ann Coulter's? Wait. I'm trying to get this before 6. I'm trying to get this before the end of the day. I can do this. I can do it. No, I can't do this. I didn't get it. I didn't fucking get it. I didn't fucking get the reward before the day changed. And I just wanted, like, when I play this, I wanted to kill myself. Speaking of wanting to kill myself, oh man, check out this guy's, like, I remember looking at this guy's mutton chops and being like, those are fucking impressive. Look at this guy. This guy has gigantic man boobs and mutton chops. He is the epitome of everything. Oh, and look at this. I can talk to dogs now. This fucking game. Anyway, no, the Canadian healthcare system, Ann Coulter said that the death panels, we talked about death panels. The thing about Canadian healthcare is it is triage to a dramatic extent. One, when I was diagnosed, I actually wasn't even living in Edmonton though. I feel like had I been living in Edmonton, I would have received better care. But I was living in Slave Lake, the shittiest little town that there ever did was. This person is feeling bad because some aliens came and destroyed her life. They took her and probably stuck probes in her long form here. This is a dog racing track, by the way, for anyone who's curious. No, but the Canadian healthcare system is fine. It's just it sucks in Slave Lake. It was awful. And it works. It worked out because I ended up with my surgery, and also I imagine that the fact that I was I was a remarkably healthy, like 20-year-old when I got them. Like the only time they really are serious about it is when like it's more standard to have complications. So if you have like if you're older and they think that it's going to cause some sort of liver problem, for instance, liver problem is probably the biggest one, then they will definitely get you in sooner. Or if you're like an old lady or whatever, or you know, there's lots of reasons. Basically, I was too healthy to have surgery. If that makes any sense. Anyway, I got a dog racing track. I picked that dog out myself. Anyway, as a fun fact, the exact opposite, Takobi elaborates. It may happen to one in Germany, since our healthcare system is ridiculously overfunded and bloated, and therefore in its own way inefficient. The doctors / hospitals get a refund from the health insurance agencies for many types of medical analyses and treatments, so they may try to pull you through as many medical procedures as you let them do to you in order to get their money back and earn some. What kinds of treatment get refunded doesn't depend on the individual needs and diagnosis of each patient, but stands fixed on a bureaucratic list. So in order to milk the state and the fee and taxes paying citizens and members of the mandatory health insurance agencies, they may put you all through all kinds of shit. So when you go to a doctor or visit a hospital and say, I have a pain here, they may reply, oh yes, we're going to take several blood samples and a urine sample, use the x-ray on you, the ultrasonic, the CAT scanner, and the machine that goes ping to do a colonoscopy, endoscopy, and a prostate exam, and we strongly advise you to have a tonsillectomy and an appendectomy. Now, a bed has already been booked for you at our surgical ward. That was, of course, a hyperbolic and satiric exaggeration, but there are many useless medical procedures being performed in this country because they get paid by the state. I could tell you the name of one doctor in my hometown. Go there if you want. Any kind of small operation. Wait, what? Go there if you want any kind of small operation. Oh, go there if you want any kind of small operation. He will prescribe it and most likely do it himself too because he has rented beds and rooms at the hospital. And my dentist doesn't like my good teeth, so she's continuously pestering me to get a professional cleaning. Nonetheless, after reassuring me that my teeth are fine and puts me under the x-ray at least twice a year. There may be hidden holes inside of my chompers after all. But on the other hand, such a ridiculous long standby time for someone who is in acute, severe pain and therefore an emergency case would most likely never happen. I, for example, may have chronically inflamed tonsils, results still pending, and the waiting time for this unessential operation would be only 6 weeks. Yeah, like I said before, from what I understand, the Canadian system, it depends because it's all a lot of it's left up to the province to decide, so each province is different. But from what I understand, in Alberta, the situation is similar, except you're paid out not necessarily based on the number of they like, you know, how many MRI scans you get to do, but it's based on the number of patients that you see. So if you can manage to see more patients, you get more funding, which in and of itself is not a great system either. Just because then the quality of care goes down because people are more interested in seeing more patients. But I think that also depends on how many, or it also depends on the doctor quite a bit as well, or the specialist. So, oh, look at all these fish I'm giving this fish. That fish fucking loves all these fish I'm giving. What is this? What is this game? What am I even? I'm not understanding. Can't be. Healthcare systems, though. Let's talk about them for just a little. Let's continue to talk about them for just a little bit because I kind of find them interesting. At least it's not the broken American ones, so that's great. But like the thing is like my acute pain was preventable. Like all I had to do was just not eat fat. Easy, right? Super easy. Just don't eat fat. And the only reason, yeah, like I said, the only reason, because like every time someone who is higher risk is on that list, they get bumped up in front of me, and that I don't know, it works well enough that I was on a waiting list for approximately a year. I actually snuck in about 6 months. They phoned me, and they were like, "We have a spot for you. You have to be here in like 3 days, so come to the city." And I was like, "Okay." And we ended up being able to see it in a hotel and whatnot. But it's, yeah, I don't know. It's not perfect, but I'm not overly displeased with how it went. Mostly because not being able to eat fat is the best fucking way to lose weight ever. Oh, interestingly enough, for anyone who's not interested, there are parts of the Canadian healthcare system that aren't covered by the province. Most eye care. Most dentistry, some other things, general stuff. That's the one I'm thinking of. They typically do rehab, physiotherapy. Some physiotherapies aren't covered, so you never have to. You very infrequently have to pay out of pocket for them. But it's sort of thing like the American system, in which you'll have insurance with your usually paid half and half with your employer. I don't know. This is an interesting fact. Interesting fact for all of you. People like interesting facts. Oh, speaking of interesting facts, I'm hopelessly addicted. This isn't an interesting fact at all. I'm hopelessly addicted to Diet Mountain Dew. It tastes exactly like regular Mountain Dew. It's awful. Well, no, it's not awful. It's great. It's fucking awesome. It's the best. It tastes exactly like regular Mountain Dew, but I can't stop drinking it. I'm up to like 3/4 of a liter a day, and there are weird chemicals in Mountain Dew. One of which, if you drink about 6 liters of Mountain Dew per day, starts to cause brominated or brominated, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, vegetable oil. And this shit, let's just look really quick. Brominated vegetable oil. Wikipedia. Health facts. The United States safe. Okay. One case reported that a man who consumed 2 to 4 liters. Oh god, it's not even 6. 2 to 4 liters of a soda containing BVO on a daily basis experienced memory loss, tremors, fatigue, loss of muscle coordination, headache, ptosis of the right eyelid, that being, I believe, like a drooping, like it's just sort of your eyelid stops working, as well as elevated serum chloride. What is serum chloride? Now I'm curious. It's chemical that the human body needs for metabolism. Something about the metabolism. Doesn't say specifically what it does. Thanks, Wikipedia. Someone tell me what that does. Go update the Wikipedia page and then link me to it. That would be great. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you get bromism. It's a disease called bromism, right? I don't know. Weird chemicals in Mountain Dew, man. Like, that's one of those things. What's like chemicals run? There's someone I know at work who is just 100% diametrically opposed to aspartame. Also, they pronounce it aspartame with an N instead of an M. This is something like something I've noticed, especially around here. Everyone just sort of naturally assumes. Oh, by the way, this thing that we're seeing right now, just so no one gets pissed off at me, I edited it only a successful run, and then I ended up save stating so that I could finish this before the day ended. Anyway, sorry. I feel bad for I cheated to do this. Incredibly simple minigame. There's actually not many attempts in this, so I don't feel that bad. But no, like aspartame in general, everyone just assumes that aspartame gives you cancer. That it's a carcinogen and it's awful, etc., etc. And I was chatting with Chips the other day, or not the other day, it was quite a while ago actually. Just about like I was out shopping actually. We were chatting I was on the go because I had something on the telephone. And I said something like, "Oh, I'm gonna get myself some diet something or other, whatever, cancer." And he got really upset. And he was like, "Fuck, diet is there's nothing wrong with it, and it's been tested." And lo and behold, I went and I looked at it. It's 100% true. Like aspartame, because people think it's so weird, has been tested out the wazoo by like fucking everyone. Health Canada, the FDA, the EU, everyone agrees like 100% that there is nothing wrong with aspartame. Like in pretty much any quantity. Like you have to drink a shit fucking ton of aspartame for it to have any effect. And like way more than anyone could even possibly. Like you'll die of water toxicity before you die of any aspartame problems. And it's like, well, why didn't I feel like that the general consensus in like from that everyone that I know just hates aspartame. Just is like not true. And I don't know. I feel like why aren't we broadening our horizons and knowing things instead of just assuming things? Why do we have strong opinions about stuff that we're not sure about? That's a good topic of conversation. Someone say something vaguely related to that, and I'll talk about it next time. Let's talk a little bit about Sally Elnat's 123 guy. He says, after watching your videos, I see you're a fan of the Elder Scrolls series. I guess. Out of the 3 games, which is one by far your favorite? By far. What if I like them all remarkably similarly? That's not true at all. There is I could talk for years about the 3 Elder Scrolls games. Just various things. Let's just talk about the regular ones. Let's just talk about my top list. They're going in reverse order right now. Oh, by the way, this minigame that you're about to see on the screen, fucking stupidest minigame ever. And you'll see because I have a bunch of attempts that I left in a hilarious little montage of attempts at doing this. Okay. They're going in reverse order except for Arena and Daggerfall because they are too aged and I cannot play them. I might play Daggerfall once that one guy does a remix of it. But generally, I like Morrowind better than Oblivion, and I like Oblivion better than Skyrim. However, in retrospect, and the fact that in my Let's Play of it, of course, I'm now starting to realize that I like Oblivion more than I thought I did. But now I'm playing Morrowind, and I'm starting to realize that I like Morrowind more than I thought I did, which is absurd because Morrowind is a really difficult game to play. But Morrowind is, yeah, my favorite, and there's a couple basic reasons for that. Fuck this minigame. Oh no, I won. Never mind. This minigame's great. Morrowind is good in all of the most important ways, and it's bad in ways that make it difficult to get into. Morrowind has the most interesting world, by a long shot. One, it's super alien. Like it's like you haven't even seen the alien most. Like for anyone who hasn't played it, and is just watching my Let's Play, you haven't even come close to seeing the most alien parts of it. It is like the mushrooms. Even the simple stuff, even like the standard fare, like your imperial towns, your calderas, and your Ebonhearts, are just a little bit more interesting than the ones in, say, Oblivion. Oh, I shouldn't say that because Oblivion has good towns. Like there's ones that suck and there's ones that are good. Oblivion's towns are good on average, but the world in Morrowind, on average, is much better. Like it's just easily more interesting. Morrowind had the worst characters, like of all of them by far, but it knew how to deal with those characters. Like it was less a game about the characters, but it was about its plot. Like, and its plot isn't like a blockbuster plot. Like its plot is like reading a heavy book. And it's just like it's just super interesting. Like it's like for anyone who's not aware, the entire premise of the game, or the main quest of the game, which I don't think I'm doing in a Let's Play actually, so I don't feel bad about talking about it. The general premise of the game is you have Dagoth Ur, who is the devil basically. But he's not like Dagoth Ur isn't a terribly bad person. Like Dagoth Ur is blinded by the power of this thing that him and Vivek and Almalexia and Sothasil found. Oh, and Nerevar found in the heart of Red Mountain. They activated it. Some stuff happened. All the dwarves disappeared. It changed their race into a bunch of really dark people with gravelly voices. And that's like the general gist of it. But exactly what happened to Nerevar, the character, like you may or may not be playing a reincarnation of that character. It's all left very vague, and it's all open to interpretation. There's no like, and then what happened at Red Mountain, like why, like Nerevar got killed him. Oh, it was Dagoth Ur, he did it because, what reason? Like, that's all left up to our interpretation, and everyone has their own story. Like, the temple has one story. Like, you gain access to a library later on. This is also stupid. Everything in Majora's Mask is stupid. That's not why Majora's Mask is awesome. But you gain access to a library of people who have dissenting opinions about what happened. Or, you know, there's races of old, like, tribal dark elves who have their own opinions about what happened, or different evidence. And the truth is always kept really vague, and it's like that sort of stuff is just why that plot stays interesting. And it really invites you to explore it. Like, the game does have like a shallow you have to do this and you have to do this plot line, but if you want to know why you're doing the things you're doing beyond what the people in the game are telling you, the game does make it really possible and really enjoyable to read up on it and find out, hey, what happened in this plot. And not a lot of games pulled that off in the way that Morrowind did. Like, I can't think of another game where I just feel like I don't understand. Like I feel like I don't understand everyone's motivation. Um, or I feel like maybe someone's lying to me, and two people have opposing views, and it's not incredibly obvious as to who is correct or as to who is telling the truth. And it's, I don't know, it's just super, it's just great. Whereas Oblivion is great in different ways. Oblivion has easily of the three games the best. With the exception of perhaps, I think there's a couple of quest lines in Skyrim that are good. Like they're not great, but they're good. The Mages Guild one, while dry, is well told. It's a well told story. It's better than, for instance, the Mages Guild quest. But on average, the quest lines in how many times am I gonna have to? I'm gonna have to fight this boss after this. Maybe not. Like Oblivion tells a short, visceral story perfectly, just absolutely perfectly. Like just this, in a quest, in a self-contained quest, it's the best in the series, hands down. Just simple stuff like that one quest in Bravil. Spoiler alert, these are ones I didn't do in the Let's Play, where you talk to a guy and he tricks you to go out into a ruin on an island, and then that ruin turns out that guy is fucking hunting you, and you have to hunt these other people, like that sort of stuff. There's a quest. I think I did this one last week. There's a quest in a place called Ailswell, where just fucking everyone's invisible because this one guy, like this one magician, was just like fucking around, like just stuff like that. And they have good characters in them. Like Oblivion has legitimate good characters in them. Not the most fleshed out characters, but they're enjoyable. Oh, by the way, this guy right here, easiest boss to kill when you have this one. Look at this, look at this. That's it. That was the whole boss fight. I could have just not cut anything out there. Okay, whatever. That's fine. But Skyrim, lacks none of those. The world is bland. The world is so bland. I'm not interested. The main story is it's a fucking pile of shit. Like it's not at all interesting. And the quests on average, like almost every quest is go to a fucking dungeon and like just kill something or grab an object, and it sucks. It's just like it's shit, and I don't like. I just was dreading it. I was just dreading it by the end of it. When it came time to just record a let's play of it, I didn't want to, which was 100% the opposite with Oblivion. Oblivion's super interesting. And 100% the opposite with Morrowind, because Morrowind is super interesting too. Morrowind's a little bit harder to do, but it's like just the fact that I'm playing it is fun. Anyway, final comment. Yaiba Saya says, I love Mega Man Legends and enjoyed the little I played of Legends too. After watching LP, I'm seriously not convinced I should finish 2. It seems to have taken most of the mechanics of the first game and drawn them out in a tedious manner. I mean, watching you play the water level was mind-numbing, and it was sped up. It wasn't even sped up. I cut out like 95% of that fucking dungeon. It sucked so bad. Anyway. The charm of the side characters just doesn't seem as charming. Am I judging it too harshly? Does the game get better later on? You're not judging it too harshly. The game has a few things. The game has better mechanics. The control is better. It's more fun to play. But yeah, you're right. It's not as charming. I recently re-met Teaselbon, and that was awesome. Like that is great. Like the segment after the episode that you're currently watching. It's good. Like it's a fun boss battle, and it's a cool time. But no, Mega Man Legends 2 it's like a shell of Mega Man Legends 1, which is sad because Mega Man Legends 1's beautiful. Like it's such a nice game, and it's pleasing. Like I really want to like Legends 2, and I'm trying, but it's not coming. However, you'll just have to sit and enjoy my entire Let's Play of it. Don't play it, just watch me play it. I shouldn't say that because that is literally like the sort of thing that people say will destroy gaming for all time. All right, I have said lots of things. If you have an opinion on any of it, leave a comment. If you don't have an opinion on anything, leave a comment also. What is your favorite diet beverage? Specifically diet, because Diet Mountain Dew, man, no calories, and it's delicious. Thanks for listening and watching. I love your pant legs.